Ooh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the heartbeat of the San Gabriel Valley in Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Rick Levy, a little bit further south in California.
He's near the, well, you're inland from the ocean there in beautiful downtown San Diego County.
You're in the highlands of San Diego.
The highlands of San Diego. Because Rick is heavy into the microclimates, you know. If he gets lower in that valley, it's too hot.
I got microclimates in my backyard, man.
Well, you know, I told Rick I used to live in Rancho Peñasquitos in San Diego County, and you know, you're up at a higher level, and we're on a clear day, you could, you know, and you don't have bad most of the time you don't get bad air in San Diego like you did in Los Angeles. And so where we were at, you know, by sunset you could see the ocean, and then sometimes you would see the marine layer roll in, you know, but it stays mostly near the coast, and we were more inland. But we didn't need an air conditioner. It was just nice ocean breeze all year long. It was just
the good old days.
The good old days. Yeah. Now, you know, with climate change,
everybody's getting central air put in down here now.
Yeah, I bet. You know, I'm sure. And the warmest place you could live in was Escondido, which I think was, you know, it's in a valley, I think. And Rancho Bernardo.
Mezcal Valley.
Yeah, and I think Rancho Bernardo was really hot. And I think that area there it used to be, that area was a retirement community. Now it's just a bedroom community, I'm sure. It's been a while since I've lived there. So anyway, I digress. Folks, we have the distinct pleasure, at least tasting it, of tasting, dissecting, and analyzing this here. And for those of you listening to us on the podcast, I'm holding up a card with a picture of a bottle on it. And the bottle is black. Oh, there you go. See, and Rick's got it on his glasses. And we're playing. You got black on black. I got white on black, or black on white. Anyway, yeah. So this is really kind of artsy fartsy, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. The bottle looks like a monolith. You know, the kind that would appear like in Chaco Canyon, and then people would go and flock to it and you know, worship at it, and then the next night it's gone, right? So this is what this looks like. It looks like a monolith, and it comes in like this is the black monolith. Here's the white monolith, and we just got done tasting the pink monolith.
Looking down from the top, if I have to interpret from these cards that I received, because I didn't get the bottle, but it looks like maybe if you look down from the top, the upper portion of the bottle forms a triangle, and then the rest of the bottle is a cylinder. So it's kind of like it would be like the A inside of the O, I guess. A triangle.
Wow.
And a circle.
Wow, you really are a surrealist. You see things that don't exist where there aren't any. You know what this looks like? The top of this looks like, do you remember what was a movie with that sci-fi movie with geez, what the hell's its name? The name escapes me, the movie escapes me. The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element. Remember how at the end of the movie they had to go to find this cylinder, this monolith or something. She was the missing piece to activate the monolith.
Yeah.
That was the Fifth Element. That's what this looks like. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. So anyway, let's just taste the juice.
But you know, if you were having a party where you were presenting these bottles, you should definitely get that opera singer from the Fifth Element.
Oh yeah,
to perform.
Yeah, not in costume.
That would be perfect.
In costume.
Yeah,
because she was in costume. She was like, she was blue or something. I don't know. So anyway, this is the Arroqueno. It's a mezcal, by the way, if you're wondering. It's called Waka.
Waka 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 waka.
The original, and this is the black bottle. This is what they sent us. Okay, because it's so rare. It's so rare.
Or if you read dots.
Yeah. See, it looks so like it should be Braille, but it's not. Okay. Yeah, that's WAC. And so anyway, this is all they sent us. I don't know why I don't know who made that decision. It wasn't me. But the decision was made to say, okay, send us this. And they did, and we're getting to it. And I'm just going to break the seal right now. I'm going to pour mine in a Glencairn, because I ain't going to get up and get another Stazel Jarrito. I'm just not. Okay. And my Glencairn's as good, with stuff like this, because if you could put Scotch whiskey in these things,
Wow.
you could put Mezcal in this. So
Glencairn has a smaller bell inside too, so maybe that would be good dealing with the smaller sample.
I don't know. I know that I had a hell of a time with
I've got the Stazel Jarrito from Mezcal, and when I pour half of the sample on there, I think I've gone and pouring 3/4. Oh well, but it's almost like, I don't know, pouring water on your driveway. It's it's pretty wide area to cover.
Each one of these. Now, there are only 3 of them. One's a Tobola, one is a Tempestate, and this is the Arroqueno. The last time I had Arroqueno was, let's see, Don Amado. And the Don Amado Arroqueno is beautiful. It's rustic. I think they've updated their labeling since then. But that, these are rare plants to get. So I understand that these are small batch. They're hard to find. Most of the time you hear about those plants in other ensembles, just because there's not enough of those plants to go around. But each one, beautiful legs and tears. Every one of these, really pristine. When I poured it, I got a lingering bubble in it, which it's at 44 ABV, so it's a great. I think that ABV is probably a great amount, a great percentage to get a lot of the plant without going any higher. Some are at higher ABVs. Maybe not so much with the Arroqueno.
With this one, it's sheeting more quickly. It's sheeting down the glass more quickly, but it is leaving this beautiful constellation of pearls hanging.
Yeah, the other 2 were a little bit thicker. I know the Arroqueno, the Tempestate was thicker, taking its own sweet time. You're right. This one's a bit more runnier, which is okay. I mean, it's all right. Every plant's going to react differently anyway.
How about that nose?
Oh yeah.
I think this is my favorite of the 3 for the nose.
I don't know, dude. I thought Tempestate was your jam.
I thought it was going to be my jam. Yeah.
You probably can hear me panting. I'm actually inhaling in short bursts. But it does.
You don't want to inhale too deeply, or you won't have any left to taste.
True. It'll go right up my nose and dissipate. This one's a bit earthier, though. This one's got more earth in it than the other 2 that I'm detecting.
Getting a little more pepper on the nose than I did with the others.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, I get it.
Ooh, I think this one's probably like my going to be my Goldilocks zone of the 3.
You know what? This is the first time I've actually had a Mezcal out of a Glencairn. I don't normally do that because I have a few more of the Stazel Jarritos from Mezcal, but it's really nice out of a Glencairn. It's doing the job.
The Glencairn does a great job of representing the aromas.
Yes, and for those of you who aren't aware, Glencairn and Jarrito are both made by Stazel. Glencairn's got a different set of specs, and it's made for someone else, but the manufacturer is the same manufacturer. So,
and before the Jarrito came out, Tequila Aficionado had largely moved over to the Glencairn for evaluation.
Yep. Yeah, the Riedel was just had been outpaced, with everything going on now as far as the diffuser and additives and all kinds of shortcuts being taken with tequila. We needed glassware that was going to keep pace. And there are others now that we haven't tried yet, but I really like the Jarrito because it doesn't, for mezcal, you don't need a whole lot. And even with this Glencairn, I don't have a whole lot in there. And
and the great thing about, these glasses, the Jarrito and the Glencairn, is that you have that large space inside before you hit the chimney where the aromas can develop and coalesce.
Yep.
Whereas with the Riedel, you just have a chimney.
Yeah. Or if you're using a champagne flute, it's just a champagne flute. It's just going to go on.
It's just a champagne flute.
Yeah. I'm even getting a little bit more hint of smoke on this one, just a hint at the bottom, and it's not offensive. It's just there.
Yeah, it was hard to find any smoke on the others.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you get it on the palate. That's where it really needs to appear because it coats the palate, and then all the fibrousness and the characteristics. You get to. It's like you're still revisiting, even though the sample's swallowed. It's gone. So. This one's denser. This one's denser.
Yeah, I think I'm finding it right here.
I mean, if you're going to get rare plants, these are the ones to get and make mezcal from because it's rare that you see them in individually in their own bottles. Most of the time, they're parts of ensembles.
Right. Not that there's anything wrong with espadine. Espadine a beautiful plant.
No, and we've had
these are exotics. These are exotics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think I'm getting a little bit of grapefruit and anise.
Yeah, I got citrus. I'm not getting the anise like I did with the Tobola and just a hint with the Tepestate.
I like how this is developing.
This one of the three really is evolving in the glass. You notice that's blooming. Every time it blooms, there's something new coming out of it.
And the it's bigger. It's coming up out of the glass more than we saw with the Tepestate. Now the Tobola jumped out of the glass.
Yeah.
It was very fruity and flowery. Whereas this, there's more going on.
But it's interesting though, because the legs and tears would belie that. It would say that because they're not thick like the Tepestate was. These are thinner and runnier.
Right.
And the first.
So, but if it's the same ABV, how would we account for that?
I say it's the plant, the characteristics of the plant. It has to be.
Yeah. It's like the plant produces less glycerin in the production process or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah,
So
or the Maestro Mezcalero has this kind of magic because he knows how to work with each of these plants. Because some of these guys only work with one plant, one variety, and don't like to deal with others.
Right.
And because it's not. First of all, it may not even be. It may not be even local to their region. So that's why they have no experience with it. Not that they can't do it, but it's just not something that.
And then I would imagine in the distillation process as well, where you're trimming the heads and tails, I expect that could have an impact on the consistency.
Oh yeah,
the viscosity.
Yeah. And again, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, no, it's the wonder of the craft, right?
It's the magic. It's the magic. I want to dive in, man. Let's.
Yeah, me too. I could nose this all day and keep exploring, but yeah, let's jump in.
Here we go.
Oh. That's fantastic.
You know what, Rick? I thought this would be, it's a pepper explosion in your mouth. It really is.
Yeah. And there's
I
some
was
initial,
expecting-
there's a little bit of initial sweetness, which is nice. And then you have the pepper explosion. I'm getting just a hint of smoke on the back of the palate. I think this is my favorite of the three.
I get some of the sweetness on the sides of my tongue, but you know what I thought? I thought this would be gamier. I thought that this was going to be beefier because of the plant, because of what it is, but it's actually brighter than I expected. And,
Yeah.
it ends dry. I think all three of these, finishes dry. This one's the driest because it's like completely dissipated off my palate.
Yeah.
This is a dry finish where like you're right. It's almost like it evaporates right off of you. Yeah.
But it on the palate, it felt more viscous than what you would expect from the legs and tears. There was there was a thickness there.
It wasn't. I'll admit that it wasn't as thick as the Tempestate. I think this is less thick. If I were to go in mouthfeel, I would go Tobola first, go this second, and then the heaviest one for me was the Tempestate. But this one, and again, not a bad thing. Wow. But yeah, it's got a dry finish. Once it's gone, it's gone, except whatever's left on your palate. And the retro nasal on each one of these was really nice. Just all the fibrousness was coming back, the fermentation fibrousness and the plant fibrousness.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, another beautiful, bright profile, great representation of the plant, suitable for polite company.
Yeah, I think Brand of Promise nominee. If we were to just go on the juice, which is all we're going to do. If you've watched the first two reviews, you've seen us kind of dismantle their mezcal marketing because they sent us the Fifth Element. But just to give you the ins and outs really quickly, today's my day to be the hatchet man. I get to give you all the pricing, and not too sure if I want to go that far, but what the hell. Let me give you who this is. A distilled by third generation maestro mezcalero Enrique Hernandez Zenia. Beautiful. All three of these is just gorgeous. The plant's lifespan, they range anywhere from 12 to 25 years. That's all three of these plants. That comes in a pretty bottle. We don't know what the bottle's made of. We don't know who's making it. We know nothing about that. Let me get out of this screen here very quickly because I do want to give you folks a price if I can. And just bear with me as I X out of this screen, X out of another screen, and get back to, okay, here we go. They are claiming these are small batch, limited editions. And this one is let me see if I got a price for this one. The Arroqueno. At Caskers, it's $109.99. That's a good price. I don't. The Arroqueno Reserve Bars, 110. I'll go with either one. I'm okay with that price for this one. The other ones.
What did you say, Caskers?
Caskers has it for $109.99.
Oh, I thought you said 199.
No, 109.99. And then Reserve Bar has it for 110. So there's a wide range of pricing disparity on each of these. So my first thought would be, if you're going to hunt these down and kill it in the wild, go shopping and get your best price, because some of the shipping costs right now are ranging from $19 to $20, depending on who you go with, and it could set you back a lot. I don't know. We've already beaten this marketing dead horse. It's already dead. You understand that we're not. It's not. Rick's already said it perfectly. We're not their market. I don't know who they're trying to market to. It is. Instead of like Rick mentioned, instead of leaning into the culture, they're leaning into, I don't know what, art. And like I said to Rick, if the bottle is such a big deal, tell me what it's made of, who's making it, and is he famous, or her, or she, or is it a group of people? Is it coming out of Oaxaca? Are these made by artisans in Oaxaca? Why am I paying $211 for the pink bottle?
Yeah.
I mean,
is the black one made out of that black Oaxaca ceramic?
I don't know.
I'd buy that.
There's a lot of the missing
for this juice in a I don't know, in Oaxaca, black Oaxaca ceramic. I'd buy that.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
would too. But in a ceramic bottle that I don't know who's making it, just because it looks like the fifth element. It looks like.
Is it a ceramic? Is it a ceramic bottle?
I assume it is. It has to be. It's got to hold the juice somehow. Unless it's glass, I don't know.
It could be painted glass. We don't know.
We don't know. And this could be just glass and it's painted black. I black matte. I have no clue. Nothing. So if you folks have had it and you have one, tell us what it's made of. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment. Give us a like. Hit the notification bell, because we stream everything we recorded the month before. You get to stream live the following month. You can binge watch us. Binge drink. I don't know. But Brand of Promise nominee in this category. It's all by itself in the Arroqueno. It's a
yeah.
The spirit's beautiful.
And if I were to go hunt down one of these three bottles for my palate, for my personal, where I like to go, I would look for this Arroqueno.
I might be right behind you, but I really was digging the Tempestate. I think it's now it's become my safe word. So, but anyway, folks, that's our take on OAX mezcals. If you know how to pronounce it, tell us what it is, because I'm going to go with OAX, which sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a Chinese dish of some sort. But anyway, that's our take. I'm Mike Morales here in the heartbeat of the San Gabriel Valley. That gentleman out there is
Rick Levy, down at the end of the San Pasqual Valley.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. All of our channels and networks. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow us individually on our Instagrams as well. My name is Tim Burrell, but don't bother. Just follow TA. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you. And of course, anywhere where you download your podcast, you can do that. Whatever you do, folks, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.